Wednesday, 10:12 a.m., Providence Municipal Court. A man stands at the defendant's table. His hands tighten on the edge. His voice trembles. "Your Honor, don't you remember me?" Judge Frank Caprio looks up from the docket. His pen stops midair. He studies the man's face, searching, but recognition doesn't come. Ms. Bell, the court clerk, notices the silence. Timestamp 10:12:18 a.m. Judge Caprio places his pen down, slowly. "I'm sorry," he says quietly. "Should I?" The man exhales, a mix of hope and heartbreak. "I thought maybe you would." Because sometimes memory isn't just history, it's evidence. One moment, one face, one unfinished story. Tell us where you're watching from, and subscribe to Case Closed, where every case proves that justice never forgets. Docket 2025, TR 5541, the City of Providence versus Anthony Duca. Failure to maintain insurance, failure to appear. Fine, $320. Carla Newen, the Assistant City Solicitor, remains seated. "Your Honor, this is a standard traffic matter. Mr. Duca missed his original hearing in August. The city requests payment of the fine and court costs." Caprio glances at the docket sheet. "Mr. Duca, you're here without counsel?" "Yes, Your Honor." "You understand the charge?" "I do." "Then why did you ask if I remember you?" Duca shifts his weight. "Because I'm not just here for the ticket." "Then what are you here for?" "To say thank you." Noon looks up. Officer Romano, the bailiff, straightens. Caprio leans forward. "Mr. Duca, I appreciate gratitude, but this is a courtroom. If you have something to say that's relevant to today's case, say it. Otherwise, we'll proceed." "It's relevant, Your Honor. It's why I didn't pay the fine, why I let the FTA stand. I needed to be in front of you." Caprio's expression doesn't change. "That's not how the system works." "I know, but it was the only way I could think of." Timestamp 10 hours, 12 minutes, and 41 seconds. AM. Clerk note entered into case file 2025 TR 5541. Caprio picks up the file again, studies the name. Anthony Duca. "How old are you?" 42. "And you say I should remember you?" "You sent me away in 1989, Your Honor. I was 15. You said, 'I believe you can change.' I did, but I never thanked you." Caprio goes still. He sets the file down. 1989? "Yes, sir." "Ms. Bell, can we search juvenile records from 1989? Last name Duca, first name Anthony?" Bell moves to her terminal. Her fingers work the keys. 30 seconds pass. "Found it, Your Honor. Case 1, 1989 JV 112. Defendant Anthony Duca, age 15. Charge, assault, 3rd degree. Disposition hearing the 14th of July, 1989. He reads aloud from the sentencing notes in his own handwriting. Defendant acted in defense of sibling under circumstances suggesting provocation. Credible remorse. Detention is not damnation. Recommend residential rehabilitation with continued education track. 6 months. Review at completion. His signature at the bottom. Younger, firmer loops. Words outlive the voice that spoke them. Caprio looks up. "Mr. Duca, I don't remember your face, but I remember writing this." "You wrote?"
More than that, Your Honor. You said something to me before I left the courtroom. What did I say? You said, "You're better than your worst day. Don't let anyone tell you different." Caprio closes the file. Did it help? It saved my life. Nguyen shifts in her seat. Your Honor, I don't mean to interrupt, but is this relevant to today's traffic matter? Caprio raises one hand. Miss Nguyen, give me a moment. He turns back to Duca. Tell me what happened after 1989, briefly. Duca takes a breath. I went to the program. St. Anthony's in Warwick. 6 months turned into 8 because I wanted to finish my junior year there. I graduated high school in '92. No further arrests, no further charges. What did you do after high school? Community college. Then I got a job with the city parks department. I've been there 21 years. Family? Married. 2 kids. My son is 16. Caprio makes a note. Why come back now? Because my son just entered the same program you sent me to. Different facility, same model. When I went to his intake meeting, they mentioned the program was modeled after a judicial recommendation from the late '80s. I asked who. They looked it up. Duca's voice catches. It was you. Mercy entered as a footnote and became a lifeline. Caprio sits back. Mr. Duca, I'm glad the program helped you, but today you're here on a failure to maintain insurance. We still need to resolve that. I understand, Your Honor. I'll pay the fine. But I needed you to know. Know what? That you didn't just change my life. You built something that's still changing lives. My son's life. Nguyen stands. Your Honor, may I request a brief recess to consult my notes? Denied.
We'll proceed. Caprio looks at Bell. Ms. Bell, do we have contact information for the social worker assigned to Mr. Duca's 1989 case? Bell scrolls. Linda Perez. She's retired. Phone number on file. Call her. Speakerphone. Bell dials. The phone rings twice. Hello, Miss Perez. This is Miss Bell, clerk for Judge Frank Caprio in Providence Municipal Court. The judge would like to speak with you regarding a 1989 juvenile case. Are you available? Yes. What case? Caprio leans toward the speaker. Miss Perez, this is Judge Caprio. Do you remember Anthony Duca, 1989 juvenile assault? Case number 198-9AJV112. A pause. I remember the name. Give me a second. Rustling sounds, then. Yes, I have my records. Anthony Duca. Age 15 at intake. Residential program 6 months. Completed successfully. Returned to public school. Graduated on time. Do you remember the circumstances? He intervened in a domestic situation involving his younger sister. Used force to stop an adult male who was... She stops. I won't go into detail, but the prosecutor agreed the charge was technical. You recommended rehabilitation over detention. Outcome. Graduated high school in '92. No further juvenile contact. I wrote a closing summary recommending case seal. It's in the file. Thank you, Miss Perez. May I ask why you're calling after 36 years? He's standing in my courtroom. He came back. Silence on the line. Then tell him I'm proud of him. I will. The call ends. Outcome? Graduated '92. No further juvenile contact. Caprio looks at Duca. Miss Perez says she's proud of you. Duca nods once, says nothing. Nguyen stands. Your Honor, given Mr. Duca's record and the unusual circumstances, the city is willing to reduce the fine to $160 if he can pay today. Caprio raises a finger.
Nguyen, I haven't asked for your recommendation yet. My apologies, Your Honor. Caprio turns back to Duca. You said your son is in the program now. What's his situation? He made a mistake like I did. Got involved in something trying to protect someone else. The court gave him a choice, program or juvenile detention. I told him to take the program. Did he? He did. He's 3 months in, doing well. You visit him every week? What do you tell him? Duca's voice steadies. I tell him what a judge once told me, that he's better than his worst day. Generations loop when records do not lie. Caprio picks up his pen, writes something, sets it down. 5 seconds. 7, 10, 12. Every decade collapsed into that pause, Mr. Duca. I'm going to ask you a question. Answer honestly. Why didn't you just write me a letter? I tried 15 times over the years. Never sent any of them. Why not? Because I didn't think you'd remember. And if you didn't remember, the letter wouldn't mean anything. It would have meant something, maybe, but I needed to say it to your face. Caprio nods slowly. Miss Nguyen, what's the city's position on this case? Nguyen stands. Your Honor, Mr. Duca has a clean record aside from this traffic matter. He's employed, stable, and clearly committed to his family and community. If the court deems restitution appropriate, the city will defer to your judgment. Thank you. Caprio looks at Duca. Mr. Duca, do you have anyone who can speak to your character? My supervisor at Parks and my former probation officer, if he's still around. Name: Robert Hughes. Bell searches. Robert Hughes, retired 2018. Phone number on file. Call him. Bell dials. The phone rings 4 times. Hello? Mr. Hughes?
Hughes, this is Judge Frank Caprio. I'm calling from Providence Municipal Court. Do you have a moment? Judge Caprio, I know the name. What can I do for you? Do you remember Anthony Duca? You supervised him in 1989 after a juvenile residential program. Duca. Give me a second. A long pause. Yeah, I remember. Good kid. Tough situation. Came out of the program solid. Stayed clean. I think he got a city job. He did. He's been with Parks for 21 years. That doesn't surprise me. He was a worker. What's this about? He's in my courtroom on a traffic matter. I'm evaluating disposition. Traffic? That's all. That's all. Then I'll tell you what I told his probation board in 1990. Anthony Duca is one of these success stories. Whatever you're deciding, factor that in. I will. Thank you, Mr. Hughes. Tell him I said hello. I will. The call ends. Rehabilitation has no statute of limitations. Caprio looks at Duca. Mr. Hughes says hello. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Duca, you said you wrote letters you never sent. Do you still have them? 1. I brought it with me. May I see it? Duca reaches into his jacket pocket, pulls out a folded piece of paper, hands it to Romano, who brings it to the bench. Caprio unfolds it. The paper is worn at the creases, ink slightly faded. He reads silently, then aloud. Dear Judge Caprio, you probably don't remember me. I was 15. You sent me to a program instead of detention. You said I could change. Everyone else had already decided I couldn't. You were the only one who believed a kid everyone else called a lost cause. I'm writing to tell you that you were right. I did change. I'm not asking
Anything. I just wanted you to know. Respectfully, Anthony Duca. He folds the letter, hands it back to Romano, who returns it to Duca. When did you write that? 2003. 22 years ago? Why didn't you send it? I thought you wouldn't care. I would have cared. Belief is a sentence served in reverse. Caprio opens the current case file. Here's what I'm going to do. The failure to maintain insurance is a violation. The fine is $320. But you didn't come here to avoid a fine. You came here to close a loop. Yes, sir. So here's my ruling. The fine is waived. Nguyen starts to speak. Caprio raises his hand. In exchange, you will complete 100 hours of community service as a mentor at the Providence Youth Center. You will work with young people in situations similar to what you and your son faced. You will report monthly to the court on your hours and progress. He pauses. And you will write a reflection no more than 2 pages on the subject of second chances and memory injustice. You'll submit it to the court when your hours are complete. We'll file it with your case record. Duca's voice is unsteady. Yes, Your Honor. Justice is not amnesia, Mr. Duca. It's continuity. You learned something in 1989. You're going to pass it on. I will. One more thing. No press, no interviews. You do the work quietly. If I see your name in a newspaper talking about second chances, you'll owe me the $320 and I'll add another 100 hours. Understood? Understood. Debt paid best by paying forward.
If you believe second chances should count in court, subscribe to Case Closed, so more stories like this reach you. Caprio signs the order.
Bell, prepare the service agreement. Mr. Duca will report to the youth center within 2 weeks. Monthly compliance reports due to this court. Yes, Your Honor. Caprio looks at Duca. Anything else? Just thank you. Don't thank me. Thank the program that kept you in school. Thank Mr. Hughes. Thank Perez. Thank your son for giving you a reason to come back. I will. Court is adjourned for this matter. Next case. Asterisk, asterisk, compliance log months 1 through 6, asterisk, asterisk, youth center director files monthly reports. Asterisk, asterisk, month 1, asterisk, asterisk, Anthony Duca reported February 3rd, assigned to evening mentorship group, ages 14-117. Attendance, 4 sessions, 16 hours. Feedback from participants, he listens, he doesn't judge. Asterisk, asterisk, month 2, asterisk, asterisk, total hours, 32. Duca led a workshop on accountability. Quote from session notes, told them what a judge once told me, you're better than your worst day. Asterisk, month 3, asterisk, asterisk, total hours, 50. Duca requested permission to bring his son to a session, approved father and son co-led discussion on family responsibility. Asterisk, asterisk, month 4, asterisk, asterisk, total hours, 68. Duca assists with intake interviews for new program participants. Staff report calm, effective, builds trust quickly. Asterisk, asterisk, month 5, asterisk, asterisk, total hours, 84. Duca submitted draft of written reflection early, director notes, powerful, honest, humble. Asterisk, asterisk, month 6, asterisk, asterisk, total hours, 100. Completed July 28, 2025. Final session included 17 youth participants. Closing remark from Duca, you're not your worst moment. Neither was I. Ledger line. Sent hours completed. Reflection filed. Case closed. Asterisk, asterisk. Return to court. August 5th, 2025. Asterisk. Anthony Duca stands before Judge Caprio again. This time, 3 teenagers sit in the gallery behind him. Youth Center participants here on their own. Time. Mr. Duca, I have your completion report, 100 hours. Reflection submitted. Director's note says you exceeded expectations. I just showed up, Your Honor. That's more than most people do. Caprio holds up the 2-page reflection. I read this. You wrote about memory, about how you thought I forgot you, and how that absence haunted you. Yes, sir. You also wrote that you realized it didn't matter whether I remembered your face. What mattered was that I remembered the principle. That's what I learned. Caprio sets the pages down. Mr. Duca, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't remember your face when you walked in here 10 months ago. I don't remember most faces from 1989, but I remembered why I made that decision. And that's what you took with you? Yes, Your Honor. You remembered your lesson better than I remembered your face. Recognition arrived 40 minutes late and 30 years deep. Caprio picks up the case file. Your obligation is complete. The fine is waived. The case is closed. But I'm going to ask you something. Are you willing to continue volunteering at the youth center? I already signed up, Your Honor. 2 nights a week. Good, because the work isn't finished. I know. Caprio gestures to the teenagers in the gallery. Who are they? Kids from the program. They asked if they could come. Why? They wanted to see what accountability looks like. Caprio nods. They're learning from the right person. One of the teenagers raises his hand. Caprio gestures. Yes, Your Honor. Can I say something? Go ahead. Mr. Duca told us you gave him a second chance. He's giving us one too. Just wanted you to know. Caprio's voice is steady. Thank you. What's your name? Marcus. Marcus, you keep showing up.
That's how second chances work. Yes, sir. If you felt this story, share it so someone else keeps fighting to be remembered. Caprio closes the file. Mr. Duca, this case is officially closed. You're free to go. Thank you, Your Honor. Duca turns to leave, then stops. Your Honor, yes, I kept the letter. The one I brought in. My son read it. He asked if he could write one too for his judge. Tell him to send it. Judges need to hear from the people they affect. I will. Duca leaves with the 3 teenagers. They talk quietly as they exit. Aftermath. 18 months later. The Providence Youth Center renames its mentorship program Second Chance Circle. Anthony Duca is listed as a founding mentor. Enrollment doubles in the first year. Judge Caprio adds a memo to the court's training guide for new judges. Never forget faces, but if you do, remember the principle. Justice is personal, even when memory fails. The memo is filed under Ethics and Accountability. New judges read it during orientation. The program model spreads to 3 other cities. Each site adopts the same core message: you're better than your worst day. Anthony Duca never gives an interview, never writes an op-ed, never appears in a campaign ad. He shows up Tuesday and Thursday nights, talks to kids, and listens more than he speaks. His son completes the program in 2026, graduates high school, enrolls in community college, starts volunteering at the youth center alongside his father. Memory is fallible. Mercy is not. Asterisk. Moral close. 3 years later, asterisk, asterisk, a reporter asked Judge Caprio during his retirement interview if he regrets not remembering Anthony Duca's face in 2025. Caprio answers, I regret it every day. But regret taught me something. Justice isn't about perfect memory, it's about humility. Memory. It's about consistent principle. I forgot Anthony Duca, but I never forgot why I believed in second chances. The reporter presses, Do you remember him now? I remember the man who walked into my courtroom and told me I saved his life. I remember the letter he carried for 22 years. I remember the 3 kids who sat in the gallery to watch him finish what he started. Is that enough? It has to be. He forgot a face, but the face never forgot him. Years later, a package arrives at the courthouse. No return address. Inside, a framed photograph. Anthony Duca, his son, and 12 teenagers standing in front of the youth center. A handwritten note taped to the back. Asterisk. Your Honor. You asked if it helped. It did. It still does. Here's proof. Anthony Duca, 2028. Asterisk. The photograph is hung in the judge's chambers, not in Caprio's office, in the shared break room where every judge sees it. Beneath the frame, a small plaque. Memory fades. Principle endures. New judges ask about the photo. Senior judges tell the story. The story spreads. The principle spreads with it. Anthony Duca never returns to court. His son never appears on a docket. The cycle breaks, not because it was erased, but because it was redirected. Judge Frank Caprio steps down from the bench in 2029. His final statement to the incoming judges. Justice is not about being remembered. It's about remembering why we judge. You'll forget faces. You'll forget names. But never forget this. The person standing before you is always more than the worst thing they've ever done. He left the courthouse that morning, but his story stayed behind, in a photograph, in a file, in the quiet legacy of a man who believed that mercy could rewrite a life. 36 years. Between a juvenile sentence and a traffic ticket. 2 moments. 1 principle. And a judge who never let justice lose its humanity. Because when Frank Caprio wrote those words in 1989, detention is not damnation, he wasn't just correcting a child, he was shaping a city. Those 4 words became law school lessons, courtroom echoes, and the quiet creed of every new judge who walks into Providence. Today, Anthony Duca is 50. He still volunteers, still shows up, still tells every kid who reminds him of his younger self, "You're better than your worst day." In his desk drawer, he keeps the letter that started it all, unsent but unforgettable. Because justice isn't about being remembered, it's about remembering why we judge. This is the legacy of Judge Frank Caprio, where compassion became policy and mercy became tradition. This is Case Closed, where every story honors the man who proved that the fairest verdict is kindness.